Yeah. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnu Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara.
Morning, kids. Last week we enjoyed the story of the jackal and the drum, and at the end we said one must know its cause, and we should not act hastily out of fear, or even if we are very happy, because what happens if we act out of fear, we may lose. If we act when we are really very happy, in that happy situation, we may do things that we may regret later. Okay, so moral of the story of jackal and drum is, whether it is fear or happiness, we should always investigate. We must know what its cause is and then act accordingly. Now, saying that story, Damanaka, the jackal, told the lion king Pingalaka, you have to leave your fears behind and don't worry about those weird sounds you heard. Let us, if you want, I can go and investigate. Then Pingalaka said, but it's not just me. All my subjects means people in the kingdom, forest kingdom, who are the people? All the other animals like the deers, the elephants, the jackals, the rabbits, the birds, all those, they also heard those loud, weird sounds and they're also afraid. So it's not just me. I'm not hallucinating. I'm not daydreaming of some weird animal. I really heard very weird noise that I haven't heard before. And even all my people also heard the same weird noise and they're also very afraid. They are also very fearful. So that is why we came back from the river Yamuna without drinking, and we have moved from our places since. Then Damanaka said, well, your majesty, people usually follow the king. If the king is brave, the subjects, the people follow the king and they also remain brave. And if the king is fearful, if the king is afraid of something, looking at the mood of the king, even the people will be afraid. So here when we see the king, we should consider it as the leader. So if we are a leader, if we want to lead a team, we should always be brave. We should always be brave and not be afraid of doing things. If we are afraid of doing things, the members on our team will also be afraid of doing things. So if we are brave, our team members will be brave, our friends will be brave, people around us also will be brave. So saying that, Damanaka said, my lord, you just stay here. You permit me to go and I'll go and investigate. Then Pingalaka said, can you really go? Do you think you can go and find out and come back in one piece? Are you sure you want to try it out? Are you sure you want to be that brave? Then Damanaka said, my lord, you are the king. You order and I obey. If you order me to jump into the ocean, I will just jump into the ocean without a second thought because you are our king. So just please permit me and I'll go and investigate and come back and let you know, give you my report. Okay. Then Pingalaka said, okay, go ahead. The luck will be with you. Everything will be auspicious. Go check it out and come. Damanaka left Pingalaka and all the other animals, went in search of who made that sound. And Damanaka left Pingalaka started thinking, did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing by confessing about my fears to a lowly animal like a jackal? I am the king and it's just a jackal. Won't I be treated as a fearful lion hereafter? Won't he treat me um, in a low esteem? Will he respect me as before? So he started worrying about Damanaka because Damanaka's parent, father, was removed as minister earlier. And Pingalaka thought maybe Damanaka came back with a grudge and he wants to take revenge on him. Because as the wise people say, um, a weak person cannot be killed easily if that weak person does not trust other people. Whereas even a strong person can be killed if that strong person very easily or readily trusts others completely without checking their background. So I am very strong, but by trusting Damanaka blindly, am I committing a mistake? Is Damanaka going to bring some beast to get me killed? So thinking so and watching Damanaka go, what Pingalaka does is, Pingalaka moves to a different location. So Damanaka doesn't know exactly where Pingalaka is sitting. But Pingalaka, the Lion King, is keeping an eye on the path of Damanaka going towards the jungle, into the jungle, trying to figure out where the weird sound was coming from, it came from.
I
So,
have a question.
can you please hold on? Let's continue with this and we'll have a question answer session later. Sharmaji?
Oh, yes, we will in end and not in. Don't disturb, please, and let him continue the story, and we'll do it in live. Thank you, sir.
Please hold on.
continue.
I really appreciate your question. Please hold on. So Damanaka, while going in search of the source of the sound, the weird sounds, it sees a bull at a distance. And it realizes, well, I think I heard this bull make sounds before, and sure, those sounds were really weird. So then Damanaka started thinking. Damanaka is a jackal, right? And jackal, they are basically kind of like foxes with very cunning cleverness. Okay, so they were clever but very cunning also. So then Damanaka felt, okay, a bull is a naive animal. Naive means believes anyone. Now the Lion King is also kind of frightened and very easily trusts others. So let me fool both of them and then I'll benefit from their innocence or their trust on me. So thinking, Damanaka goes back to Pingalaka. Okay. And Damanaka, while going, thinks, well, kings and rich people and powerful people, they do not think about their workers, or especially kings don't even think about their ministers unless they are in peril, unless they are in a hardship, unless they are worried about something. So just as, when we are healthy, people are healthy, they don't think about a doctor, right? If we are healthy, we don't go to a doctor. If we are healthy, we don't even think about a doctor, let alone go to a doctor. When do we think about a doctor or go to a doctor? Only when we are sick, only when we do not feel well, right? So also, kings usually turn to or pay attention to their ministers only when they get into difficulty or only when they are faced with a problem. So I'll make sure Pingalaka finds this as a great problem to overcome, and then I'll act like I'm offering a great solution, and I'll get into the good looks of King Pingalaka. So thinking, Damanaka goes back to Pingalaka, the Lion King. And he goes and tells Pingalaka, okay, my lord, I'm back. Then Damanaka asks, Pingalaka asks, have you really seen? Did you really have the courage to go and see where the weird sound was coming from? Then, yes, my lord, I have gone and I have seen. It's actually a bull, but it's no ordinary bull. Earlier, it was actually, it worked as a Nandi for Lord Shiva. And for all its services, Lord Shiva gifted him sent him to this earth, and now it is grazing around in this forest. So that is why it's very strong, and that's why it is able to make such weird sounds. But I did not stop. I went and talked to that bull, and now you should not worry. Then Pingalaka was actually really worried about what Damanaka said. Well, you say it's it worked as Nandi for Lord Shiva and it's very strong. Don't you think it will have many powers and it will come and defeat us or kill us? And it said, Damanaka said, no, don't worry. I already told about you. I said, if you are Shiva's Nandi, my lord is actually Shiva's wife Parvati's vehicle, lion, So don't you play tricks on me. I warned that bull. So if you permit me, I will somehow convince that bull and bring him here. And, if all goes well, I'll make him your servant. And King Pingalaka really was, didn't know what to say and said, can you really do that? Can you really bring such a bull which worked as Shiva's Nandi before to come and work for me, such a strong bull? That will be awesome. Then, but how can you do that? It's so powerful, so strong, you said. Then Damanaka said, well, sir, we can do anything with intelligence. Even if the other person is very strong, even if we are very weak, if we are very clever and if we are more intelligent, if we apply our mind, we can come up with a way to to make them work for you, to make them do what you want. Okay, so anything is possible with intelligence. You just permit me, I'll go and bring that bull to you. So then, very pleased with Damanaka and his intelligence, Pingalaka said, okay, you are my minister from now on. Please go and bring. Okay, I'm appointing you as my minister. So now Damanaka goes Sanjeevaka. The bull's name is Sanjeevaka. So Damanaka goes near the bull and says, hey you, what are you doing here? Why are you eating around? Why are you making all those weird sounds? Do you know where you are? Pingalaka is calling, come on. Stop whatever you are doing now. Then the bull, Sanjeevaka, said, who is Pingalaka? Who are you? Who is Pingalaka? He said, Pingalaka is the Lion King, the king of the forest. And do you see there the lion at far distance? That's my king Pingalaka. And all the animals, the tigers, the leopards, the cheetahs, elephants, all the serpents, the snakes, all are around him. And the king ordered me to bring you to him. So stop whatever you are doing and come with me, follow me. Then Sanjeevaka is really afraid and said, well, please don't be so angry at me for the sounds I made, but I treat you as my friend because you came to see me. Because I haven't seen any other animal until now, but you came to see me. I trust you, and please make sure when I come to the lion, the king doesn't harm me. I trust you as my friend. So now what happened? The bull Sanjivaka also had no other choice but to trust, believe whatever Damanaka said. All this because Damanaka very cleverly frightened with a bigger voice, frightened the bull, and the bull fell for it. Okay, so then Damanaka said, "Don't worry, you need not have any fear. I already got permission from the king." All right, I hope everybody is able to see now.
Please go.
So Damanaka said, "Don't worry, I'll take you to the king. I'll take good care of you. You don't need to worry about it. Don't have any fear. I already got permission. I already talked to the king, and I made sure he won't hurt you. But remember to me, and try to be under my control. Don't do anything weird. Don't do anything without my knowledge. Okay, and don't be like Dantila, who couldn't keep the king's servants or the servants happy and fell into trouble. Okay, don't become like a Dantila. Then Sanjivaka really didn't know what Damanaka was talking. Who is Dantila? What happened to him? What did he do? And what made him get into trouble? Can you please tell me? So, while going on the way to the king, Lion King, Pingalaka, Damanaka started telling the story of Dantila, and it's called the rise and fall of a merchant. Okay, so do you see how we started with a story, and then from that story we are going into another story, and while going through really good things that we need in life. Okay, so next Damanaka started telling Sanjivaka the story of a merchant who rose to fame and then also fell down from that fame. So let's see. So in a town called Dhamana, there was a very rich merchant by the name Dantila. Okay, usually there are people who work for the welfare of the whole other people, and then but then the kings usually do not like people who are working for the public. They like people who are working for king's benefits or king's welfare, and people do not like those who are only focusing on the welfare of the king. But here Dantila, he is both in the good looks of the people as well as the king. The king likes him, and also the people like him. So very rare kind of a person. He advises the king. He is actually in a very high position in the court of the king, and he also does very good things to the people. So he is liked both by the king and the people. Now one day he performed his daughter's wedding, and since he is like a very high official in the court and he is very rich merchant, he invited all the people in the town, and also because he's in a very high position in king's court, he also invited the king and the king's queens and all the employees in the court. Okay, now everybody attended the wedding, and they all had a great time. And after the wedding, for a very special party, Dantila invited the king, the queens, and the court employees, king's employees, to his house, which is like a huge palace kind of a big building. So everybody came, but along with everyone came one lowly servant who works in king's palace, and he's a very low level servant. All he does was basically clean the rooms. A cleaner, a servant maid. He was not particularly invited, but he also joined. Okay, and his name is Gorambha. This Gorambha, the sweeper, he was not educated. He was just a sweeper, last rung employee in King's Court, and he doesn't know how to behave basically because he didn't have any education. And he also came to Dantila's house. Now, everybody was having a good time. Dantila was giving gifts to everyone. But what Gorambha did was, he went and sat in a place which was reserved for ministers and pandits. Okay? The king has some pandits, right? Like Brahmins, so pujaris or purohits. So the place where the purohits and the ministers were supposed to sit, Gorambha went and sat there because he didn't know. And Gorambha saw that and asked his servants to move Gorambha from that place. Dantila saw that, but Gorambha did not move. He did not relent. Even after Dantila's servants asked Gorambha to move from that place, he was not moving. He said, "Why should I move? I found a place, it's vacant. I'm sitting here. Who is he to ask me to move?" Then finally, Dantila came and asked, "Please vacate this place. This is reserved for the ministers and purohits, Raja Purohits. Please go and stand in the back or, sit in the back." But Gorambha, by that point, became very angry and said, "I'm not going to move. Do whatever you want to do." And Dantila really was mad and got his servants to hold Gorambha by his neck and push him outside the building. And Gorambha really felt insulted. He went back home. He was forcibly removed, right? So he went back home and couldn't sleep all night. And he kept on thinking, what is this? I'm such a lowly person in the court. And that is why Dantila was able to insult me in front of everyone. Now, what can I do to insult Dantila? Dantila is a very high ranked official in the court. Then he started thinking and thinking and thinking. And finally, he schemed up a plot. He came up with a very wicked plot. So let's see what it is. So now Gorambha, he is actually a sweeper, right? So very early in the morning, he goes to the palace and goes into the king's bedroom. And while sweeping the floor around the king's bed, he started mumbling. And as soon as he saw the king was half awake, he started saying, mumbling to himself, making sure that the king can hear him. "Oh, what is this? Is Dantila, he doesn't have any manners. And how dare Dantila hug the queen in last night's party? He's such a fool. He's such a traitor. And how can he do that? Such a bad thing." So all of a sudden, the king heard these words and he got up and said, "What? Gorambha, are you mad? What are you talking? What are you saying?" Then Gorambha said, "You said Dantila did something wrong, some bad thing, and he misbehaved with the queen." "Well, sir, I don't know, sir. I don't know what I said. Last night I had a very sleepless night. I am very drowsy. I didn't have good sleep. I don't know what I'm talking. Sorry, I don't know. I'm very sorry, sir. Sorry." And he pleaded Please forgive me if I said anything wrong. I didn't know what I said. I'm very sleepy, drowsy. And then saying that, he went out of the room. But before he went out of the room, he already sowed the seeds of doubt in the mind of the king. Okay. So now the king, the doubt was planted in his mind. Now he didn't know what to do. He has been thinking, what should I do? Why would a lowly servant say like this? Maybe it is really true. Yes, Goramba had access to all the rooms, so maybe he saw. And so also Dantila also has access to all all the rooms in the palace because he is a very highly ranked official. So maybe what Goramba said was true. So like that, see, once we get a doubt, and as the doubt keeps on increasing in our mind, we stop thinking rationally and we fall for these evil tricks of others. That's what happened with the king. And he said, okay, I can't stand this misbehavior of Dantila anymore. And saying that, what he did was he removed all the favors offered to, all the benefits offered to Dantila. And what more, he also removed Dantila from his high position and ordered the guardsmen of the palace not to allow Dantila into the palace anymore, into the court anymore. So Dantila, the rich merchant, he is now removed of all the benefits the king gave him, and he is also removed from his high position. And somebody went and told Dantila. Dantila, he started, he didn't know what to do. So, what happened to the king? Why would he remove me from my position? He was thinking, Dantila was thinking. And why did he remove all this? Just yesterday, I threw such a party. I really respected him a lot. I treated the king and the queens and all his employees very well. What could have gone wrong? What did I do? What mistake did I do? He kept on thinking all day. And then his head started burning. He got almost like a headache and said, okay, let me go out for a walk. And then he went out for a walk. And when he reached the palace gates, the gatekeeper said, no, you can't come inside. The king asked us not to allow you into the building. So Dantila was really shocked. The king removed me from my position, and now he doesn't even want me to get into the palace. What is wrong? Then at the same time, Goramba was sweeping the palace grounds, and he saw Dantila and what the gatekeepers did to him. So then Goramba came and said, oh, no, don't do anything to him. He will, if you do not behave properly with the Dantila, he may get you pushed out from his house. And then saying that, he laughed out wickedly out and then went away. Then Dantila started thinking, oh, yesterday in the party, I pushed Goramba outside the house because he would not vacate the place reserved for ministers and Rajapurohits. Maybe he has a grudge against me, and maybe he said something bad to the king, and that is probably what caused the king to behave the way he behaved with me, to remove me from my post. So realizing that, what Dantila said all through the night, and then the next day, he invites Goramba to his house. He invites Goramba to his house, and he gives Goramba a pair of very expensive clothes that Goramba could not even think of possessing. So Dantila gave such a wonderful gift that only very rich people can have, and Goramba is very happy. And then Dantila said, Goramba, please do not mistake me. It was, I don't have any grudge against me. It was my mistake. But I had to do that only because you did not vacate the place, reserved for ministers and higher officials. So please don't take me wrong. It was my mistake. My apologies. I will not do again such a thing. Please, don't say you help me out of this situation. Then, satisfied with the apology given by Dantila and being very, very happy with the gifts given by the expensive clothes given by Dantila, Goramba said, "Oh, don't worry. I know I'll do whatever I can do. I'll think about something. I am also clever like you, even though I am not educated. I am also clever like you. I'll do something, and I'll make sure the king is not angry with you, against you anymore." So saying, Goramba leaves, and the next morning, Goramba, while sweeping the floor of the king's bedroom, he starts mumbling again. Oh, what is this? This king is such a weird fellow. He eats cucumber in his restroom. Who eats cucumber in his restroom? This is really weird. I have never seen people doing that. So he keeps on mumbling that, and then once or twice he says that loud, just to make sure the king hears that. And then the king, who was half awake, heard this, and then he was very furious. He got very furious, and then he got up and said, "Hey, Goramba, what happened to you? What are you talking? Have you seen me eating cucumber in the restaurant? Why are you saying that? Are you mad? I'm going to get you killed. I'm going to get you beheaded. What are you talking? Nonsense." Then, Goramba played the same trick again. "Oh, my majesty, please, forgive me. I don't know what I'm talking. Last night, I was gambling and I didn't sleep. And, I'm very drowsy. I don't know what I'm talking. Did I say that? Oh, my bad. It's my mistake. Please, don't be angry with me. If kings get angry, what can servants do? We lose our life. This is my livelihood. Please, have some mercy. I will make sure I will not do such a mistake again." And then he pleaded and fell down on his knees and pleaded. And then he left the bedroom. Now the king started thinking, what is this mad fellow? He keeps on thinking, saying something or the other wrong things which are not true. Then the king starts realizing, oh. So Goramba was mumbling something which was not true. I never ate cucumber in the restroom, but he said that. That means whenever he had a sleepless night, he mumbles something that is not true. So what if whatever Goramba said the other day about Dantila was also not true? Oh my God, what have I done? What if it's not true and I would look like a fool? What would Dantila be thinking about me? If the queen came to know about this, what would the queen think about me? And what would the people think about me? What a fool this king is, right? Oh my God, I have to correct my mistake. Okay, so thinking, the king immediately got ready, went into the court, and immediately passed an order saying, all bring Dantila as soon as possible. King invites Dantila. Dantila didn't know. Just yesterday, the king forbade me. Forbade me means restricted me from entering the palace. Now he is, inviting me back. What is happening? Then he realized, okay, maybe Goramba really did whatever he promised me yesterday. And then feeling happy, Dantila went to the palace, and then the king was ready, he received Dantila and gave a lot of gifts to Dantila, and he also reappointed him as the high official in the court. Okay, so that is how the the rich merchant Dantila, just because he did not treat one of the lowly employee in the king, he had to face big trouble. Okay, so the moral of the story here is we have to treat everyone, whether high or mid level or low, with due respect. And now you may ask, what could Dantila have done when Dantila, I mean, what could Dantila have done when Goramba was not vacating his place, even after asking him to vacate the place, many times. So Dantila could have explained to him or shown him a different place or entrusted, Goramba with some work, saying, "Hey, Goramba, can you please help me with some arrangements in the dining hall, or will you please help my servants invite some of the guests coming in," or something like that. Distract Goramba and send him away from the place reserved for the higher officials and the ministers, rather than acting angrily and pushing him, holding him by the neck and pushing him outside the building in front of hundreds of people. Okay, because insulting anyone, even if that person is a very low level employee, is not good. We have to treat everyone with due respect. That is the moral of the story. If we don't treat others with respect, then we are bound to face the consequences. And that is what Dantila faced by losing favor from the king. And luckily, he found out what the reason was and made amends by inviting Goramba to his house and pacifying him, by satisfying him with good gifts, and again came back into the good looks of the king. So saying, so this is the story told by Damanaka to Sanjeevaka the bull. Why did he say that? He said that, "Hey Sanjeevaka, I am taking you to the Lion King Pingalaka. I'll make sure you are also taken into the court of the king, but behave well. You should always listen to what I say. You should always do as I say. And if you do not respect me, thinking that the king has given you some position, then you will get into trouble." Okay, and for that, Damanaka told the story of the rise and fall of a merchant. Okay, so now Damanaka brings Sanjeevaka to Pingalaka. Okay, that is the story. I think I'll stop here for today with this story, and I'll share a few important things about Panchatantra, so you understand, why animals are chosen for Panchatantra and all. As you know, the whole book of Panchatantra mostly contains animal characters, right, acting the story out. But this Panchatantra book is not intended just to entertain children, right? It's actually to not just for entertaining children with animal stories, but to impart morals, niti, how to behave, how to communicate, how to talk, and how to face problems, how to overcome problems, everything related to life. Most of the life skills kids can, not only kids, even adults can learn through the characters of these animals. Okay, because most of the characteristics shown in the animals here are actually inherent in people also, men, us also, because we evolved from animals, and we also have some of these base feelings, base instincts. Okay, like say for example, if ever there is an X-ray machine which can scan us when we are thinking, then it will recognize some of the bad thoughts that cross our mind sometimes. Okay, and all these bad thoughts we get sometimes, they're all because of the base instincts that are inherently with us. But then, since we are wise enough, since we are people, we don't act out those bad things, and we try to do only good things. Okay, and now lion here, Pingalaka, it represents the leadership qualities in a person, right? And the bull, Sanjivaka, represents the ordinary good man who is naive, always wants to do good, and believes everyone. Okay, and naive because good people usually they want to do good to others, and um, they probably do not have much understanding of all the fraudulent things or wicked things that go on in the society, and they are not maybe watchful. So through these characters, these stories are told. So uh, we should be good, but at the same time, we should also be watchful and clever, and we should be wise. So the foxes, Karataka and Damanaka, they represent this scheming nature in a man, right? Sometimes we scheme, sometimes we plan different things, and sometimes those plans are bad, right? So, and some of these plans, they can actually ruin friendships also. And sometimes we have to be really clever and plan and scheme to get out of some dangerous situations. So, through these foxes, the Vishnu Sharma is teaching us how to be clever, how to apply our scheming nature to get out of danger, how to act wisely, and things like that. So the lion named Pingalaka, it's like a rich person or someone. Um, Rich people sometimes, they are good, and sometimes they could be bad because they don't want to help people. Sometimes they want to help people. Now they are overtaken by the advice of people around them, because rich people usually have servants or some advisors around them. And then rich people also have to be very clever and understand what their advisors are advising them. They have to make their own decisions. They have to take the advices of their advisors, but also they have to be clever enough to discern and make their own clever decision. Okay. So these are the characteristics of the animals usually, and then when we encounter some more animals, we'll discuss their characteristics and what is it that we need to learn from them. And so, to all those who really like friendship, right? Because this is the first part of Panchatantra, and we are going through Mitra Bheda, meaning, we have friends, we have relatives, we have people who we like, and then we should be vigilant. We should be cautious about people around us who behave like Damanaka. Okay. So we have to be beware of the Damanakas hiding in human minds, and we should be clever enough and make sure our friendships with our friends are not broken because of somebody else or because of our own scheming mind. Okay, we should not do anything that will spoil our good relationship with a friend. And we also mm, if we are like Sanjivaka, a very selfless person, we want to do all good things. Yes, it is good to think of all good things and all, but we should also be aware, we should also be wary of the evils in the society. We should understand what are the evils in the society, and we should be prepared to face those evils. I mean, overcome those evils, or we should be prepared to stay away from those evils only through knowledge. Okay, only by knowing about them and being prepared, then we can stay away from those evils. So we have to be beware of the selfishness and the evil thinking of the human mind, our own mind and others' minds also. Okay, so there are Damanakas, there are Karatakas, there are Sanjivakas, there are Pengalakas, there are Dantilas, there are Gorambas, all these characters come across in our lives. So that is why, all these animal characters are used to impart Niti through these Panchatantra stories, and it's a great work done by Vishnu Sharma, more than 2,000 years ago, and we are benefiting from it. Each and every generation is benefiting from it. And on Thursday, we'll move on to the rest of the story when Damanaka brings Sanjeevaka to Pengalaka and what happened, and how Damanaka and Pengalaka and Sanjeevaka become good friends, and what Karataka and Damanaka do after that. Okay, with that we'll end today's session. Sharma ji.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does Niti mean?
We sent you that what is the meaning in WhatsApp. Actually, I hope you seen it. No, not it.
I will say.
Is a Sanskrit word, and there is no one equivalent word in English which represents the word niti. Okay, but let me explain what it is. It's we can say it's a wise conduct of life, and so as I said earlier, it's not just being wise, also how to conduct ourselves with others, how to communicate with others, how to get out of trouble, how to identify trouble, okay, how to be good, and how to be good, but at the same time, not naive. We should be good, but at the same time, should not fall into the trap of others. Because oftentimes what happens is, when we are very good, we fail to understand the evil plans of others. But Niti, what it tells us is, be good, but at the same time, be watchful of what others are planning. Okay, what evil plans others have. So we should always be vigilant. We should always be observing of our surroundings and the people around us. So these stories tell us through these different characters that it is really, we should be good to others, we should behave well, but at the same time, we should not be so innocent that we fall for others' evil tricks. Okay, so Niti encompasses, it covers all these things, and it helps us become a complete successful person in life. Not only successful person, but also a successful person, but also person liked by others, person looked upon by others as a role model, a person who is happy,
It gives a character,
satisfied.
It gives them the good character and not only the success, it is also makes them that they're also a good and human beings. And
right. So
Okay.
we should all strive to be people of Niti. Okay. So Nitivan, Niti Manta. We should all strive to be that, and all these Panchatantra stories teach us that. As we move on to more stories, we will know how to become that. Okay. Thank you very much for raising this question. I hope everybody understood.
Harihi Om. Samudravasane Devi.
समुद्रवसने देवी समुद्रवसने देवी
Parvatasthanamandale.
पर्वतस्तनमण्डले पर्वतस्तनमण्डले
Samudravasane Devi.
समुद्रवसने देवी समुद्रवसने देवी
Parvatasthanamandale.
पर्वतस्तनमण्डले पर्वतस्तनमण्डले
Vishnupatnim Namastubhyam.
विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं
पादस्पर्शक्षमस्व मे.
पादस्पर्शक्षमस्व मे पादस्पर्श क्षमस्व मे
विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं
विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं
पादस्पर्श क्षमस्व मे
पादस्पर्श क्षमस्व मे पादस्पर्श क्षमस्व मे
So we just go through the whole shloka once and then we'll be done. Samudravasane Devi
समुद्रवसने देवी समुद्रवसने देवी
पर्वतस्थनमण्डले
पर्वतस्तनमण्डले पर्वतस्तनमण्डले
विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं
विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं विष्णुपत्नीं नमस्तुभ्यं
पादस्पर्श क्षमस्व मे
पादस्पर्श क्षमस्व